First responders fielded hundreds of calls to 911, many asking to be rescued from high waters.
And unfortunately, one water rescue call resulted in a death. KXAN's Nabil Ramadna joins us live now to talk about the flash flooding. Nabil?
Well, Dan and Jen, I'll tell you what a difference a day makes. Just yesterday, we were dealing with water that was very high in a lot of these creeks, and you can see just how high this debris here in Shoal Creek getting up pretty high. You know, some of this is probably from past flooding events, but Shoal Creek, one of the many areas that when we get a lot of water quick, it rises quickly. More debris off to the side here, and then you can see some branches, a lot of those branches falling with the wind, creating kind of like dams in these creeks and low-lying areas where a lot of that water flows through. Now, because of that rising water, emergency crews, they had their hands full with a lot of rescues.
Early last evening, parts of our city experienced a brief but very powerful storm.
That storm leaving behind a wake of destruction.
You can see the storm is pretty big, and as Nick just said, it's now situated over parts of I-35.
Down trees and broken power lines.
The right lane of the highway was up to our knees, flooded.
There was also flash flooding and water rescues.
We responded with our public safety partners across the county to 9 water rescue calls, which ranged from people in vehicles taking on water, pedestrians that were swept away by fast-moving currents, and others.
3 people were swept away near West North Loop Boulevard near Hancock Creek. One person was able to get out safely while the Austin Police Department rescued a second. Thursday morning, AFD confirmed they found a body near 49th Street. Now we're walking through Shoal Creek here. This is an area that when there's a lot of rain, the creek tends to rise pretty quickly. And if you take a look on the ground here, you can see the brush has been pushed over here by that water streaming through this area. In fact, if you look in some of the trees, you can see just how high the water got. There's still debris lingering in the trees. That was just one of the many creeks that rose quickly.
I have never seen this section of Spicewood Springs at Mopac flood like this.
Some cars even tried to drive through the flooded roadways. Oh, don't stop. Don't stop. This car got stuck and started to float. The driver managing to walk out and get some help from AFD.
We have reports and we did rescue people who did go around barricades.
The best piece of advice, if you see rising water or water over the roadway,
turn around, don't drown.
And if you see a first responder today, give them a thank you. They were very busy dealing with hundreds of emergency calls. I can tell you those water rescues kept them busy as well. Taking a look here, though, in the creek, a lot of cleanup left to do, a lot of this debris. I know that the Watershed Protection Department, they're going through to try to clear these in case we have another heavy rain event. And I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a volunteer opportunity, take a look at the plastic and trash left in Shoal Creek here. Certainly a good time to come down with one of those pick sticks and just grab it and clean up the creeks. Reporting live, Nabil Ramadna, back to you.
All right, Nabil, thank you very much. And look at this video from Spicewood Springs from last night. The roadway, cars stalled in the deep water of the flooded road. We showed this to you live last night at 10 o'clock. Crews had blocked off the road at first, but then they had to leave to respond to other calls, leaving the caution tape up, but some cars didn't see that caution tape. We spoke with a young woman who was nearby. She used some blankets and tarps that she had to make the barrier more visible.
Nothing that was like you were able to see the caution tape at all. So I have a lot of survival things in my car, security blankets, bright tarps, etc. We tied them to the caution tape, as you can see here. And that was the security blanket that you see there was tied to the caution tape. And so the car's lights were able to reflect off of it to try and get cars to stop.
And at today's news conference in the wake of the storm, Austin city leaders said crews can only do so much when it comes to blocking off the roads.
But as was reported, there might have been some streets that we did not have the time or the resources to get to set up barricades, temporary, or even tape those off. We had some people who went around. There's surely some people who were found in places where there were not barricades. And at night, it can be difficult to see that. But once again, we encourage everyone, if there is even what looks to be only 1 or 2 inches of water on the road, don't trust it.